Welcome back to the St. James Volleyball Slam, the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Spectrum News. Our next match features the St. Teresas Academy Stars and the Bishop Miege Stags. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joe Van Amberg, along with KU legend and St. James Academy volleyball coach Nancy Dorsey. And Nancy, we've got a rematch here from last year's Volleyball Slam, Bishop Miege and St. Teresas. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I'm excited. Last year, this one was the game that never would end. We were like, oh, it's over. It's not over. So it was a really good one. Obviously, it's a cool matchup because both Martinchik and Franco played at Miege. So you got like that rivalry going. You got the Catholic school rivalry going. They had a couple good matches last year. So, different teams. So you got the Stars are going to have a little more veteran type players on their team, and Franco is playing quite a few freshmen. So I think it will be fun to kind of see these two teams go at it. So it should be a good start to the season for both of them.
Bishop Miege and St. Teresas coming up next here on Spectrum News at the St. James Volleyball Slam. Hy-Vee, proud to support the Greater Kansas City High School Athletics and proud sponsor of the St. James Volleyball Slam. We're getting ready for a fantastic match. You can see the St. Teresas fans, a good showing on their part and a good showing on Bishop Miege's part, as well as the team shaking hands.
I love this event for so many reasons, obviously, namely because it highlights and showcases young women in sport, but listen to the crowd right now. They're having like a crowd off. It's awesome, a fan off. And the Stars always bring the noise. They got the gold pants and the sparkly hair, and they're ready to party. So it's always a good time.
Yeah, these fan bases, it's like they had some little challenges with each other during last year's match, and no doubt going to see that here again today. Just proud fan bases, and great to see an awesome showing once again. As you can see, Coach Martinchik, third season out of the University of Kansas. And pretty good finish last year, winning the district championship.
Yeah, she had a really solid team last year, just good at every position. They were just really well-rounded.
As we start this one off, there's Lindsay Franco, who is the 2022 Kansas Volleyball Association Coach of the Year, and her Stags starting off with a point.
Early on in the season, pass and serve is such a huge part of the game, and we're going to see that, I have no doubt, with these two teams, is try to serve tough from that back line, get the opposition out of position a little bit, with a lot of system, make it harder to score.
Stevens! So we're tied at 1. St. Teresas getting the first point of the match, but Bishop Miege coming right back and tying it up. Now Ava Martin, the senior, to serve.
Nope.
Hit by Celine. Point for Bishop Miege.
That ball hit the antenna, so that is a fault, and Ava Martin goes back to serve again. Ava Martin is, just kind of like the experienced rock of this Stags team. She's been a starter since she was a freshman, actually played with her sister as well. She's headed to San Jose State, so has a bright future ahead of her in the game.
A great serve from Ava Martin. And now Bishop Miege opening up with a 3-1 lead.
That had some heat. That ball just died as it crossed the net. We talked earlier on in some of the early matches about the float serve and just how important it is to have a really, really aggressive serve that has some movement on it.
Randall gets it over. Lopez. And Lopez, a good start for her.
Lopez is really good at that. She loves that back corner. She likes to put that ball deep and, kind of hug that line a little bit, which is such a hard ball to defend because, look, there's nobody there. If you can hit those corners every time, you can get a kill every time.
Martin too far, so St. Teresas cuts it to a 2-point lead.
They're giggling. They're like, oh no, you know, it's a birthday ball. You know, those ones, we want to put those ones down. Great serves by Martin.
So from Salib, blocked at the net. Stevens got it over. Glover blocked at the net, and Bishop Miege leads by 3.
Into the game came Kirsten Verholst. A lot of pedigree in that family. You got sisters playing college basketball, just athlete after athlete in that family. And she was the 4A Player of the Year in basketball last year, a 2-time state champ there as well. So she is a force, both on the basketball court and on the volleyball court.
There's a double hit against St. Teresa, so Bishop Miege to serve. Lauren Lopez, the All-State performer last year. Into the net. Point for St. Teresa's. Maddie Roney, now the senior, very explosive. Bishop Miege fans pumped up.
I love it. I love that crowd. That's so great.
A tip, and Bishop Miege, Georgia LeMay.
I love it. A freshman, just a freshman, very composed. She's a high jumper. You can kind of see that on this replay here. She was a little late to that ball, but she can elevate and just kind of place it where they're not. Nice and crafty. I love it.
Now Trinity Stevens, the junior. Glover. Got it over. Bishop Miege to return. Verholst. Nice dig by Stewart. Glover went out, so Bishop Miege with the point, and they are up by 5. Bit low there, so
that was a low toss. This is just one of those things, the slam, it's like contagious. We just, a lot of missed serves on day one. Now, most of these teams haven't played. You know, the Kansas side, we've only been in season for 2 weeks, and some of that's tryouts, so they've only had like 7 practices.
I remember talking to multiple coaches saying they just don't know a whole lot about their teams right now because they just haven't had the time yet.
Yeah, for sure.
Verholst with the kill.
Verholst is gonna do, you're gonna see that a lot from her. She's gonna hit the ball around the block. She's gonna get crafty, deep corner. It's a hard ball to defend.
The junior, honorable mention All-State last year. Service from deep.
Nice up.
Verholst. Lopez. Scanlon. Verholst blocked.
Nice.
Great dig, tipped over. Oh, and a block by Scanlon.
I love it. I love the energy, and she comes down off that block. This is a great little rally. There's some great digs in there. Getting the ball back to the freshman. How about it? Scanlon says no. Impressive play. I love it.
Scanlon to serve. Into the net. Point for Bishop Miege. Substitution as Lockler Oblenis. Another freshman getting in, and Coach Franco said she's going to play a lot of her younger players today, just kind of see how they respond to pressure.
What an opportunity, you know, like you're on TV, you got a big crowd, there's a lot of noise.
And you've got Lauren Lopez, who was one of the best in the state in kills last year, with one here and a timeout. Bishop Miege with an 11-5 lead here in set number 1. Nancy, what's working for Bishop Miege right now?
Yeah, I like their teamwork. I like their talk. You know, where we're sitting, we can hear a lot of talk. The communication's such a huge part of this game, and we take that for granted sometimes. It's just like, oh no, you just need a hitter, you need a good setter, you need a good libero. Like, no, you have to communicate, and they're communicating at a really high level right now, and that's making a huge difference for them. And everything's in sync, and sometimes the ball just seems to bounce your way, and it kind of makes things a little bit smoother. The Stars are going to be fine. They just need to find their rhythm. Just take a deep breath and get a side, get a side out.
As you see, Twinks.
I hope that we have that on camera, because Sean Belden, okay, he was just dancing with Twinks, and that may or may not have made my day. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. We need to have that on replay, please. Please and thank you.
As O'Blinis with the serve out of the timeout for Bishop Miege. And they lead 11-5. Lopez, but it was blocked. Piper Newton.
We're gonna get a replay of that. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Hyping him. Oh, a hug even. I love it. Sean Belden, God bless him. You know what? Sean Belden answered my call many years ago about doing this event, and here we are in year 14. So I will always love me some Sean Belden.
Rotation violation against Bishop Miege. So another point for St. Teresa's, and St. Teresa's back within 4 now.
And that's tough timing. They missed a serve. You know, it's like he just gave him another opportunity.
Piper Newton, the senior. Another one from St. Teresa's, Madeline Salee.
This kind of obviously that was not the goal. She set the ball over the net, and Salee got a little birthday ball, so lucky for her.
It's Piper Newton again, the senior, very energetic. Hits the net there. Salee. Lopez. LeMay got it over.
Nice.
Randall!
I love me some Margot Randall, man. She is just a great kid if you ever get a chance to chat with her, dude. She's so full of energy, and she's so sweet and kind, and hey, she's pretty darn good at volleyball too, so that's a bonus.
Point for St. Teresa's.
It was a nice save by Marandine at the net on that tight ball. She's a back row setter, so she obviously cannot attack the ball above the plane of the net. She kind of pulled it back on their side, but it's a tough ball.
Lopez.
Nice.
And she got the back line. What a kill.
She just kind of came out of nowhere, right? I think she surprised some people. They didn't know where she was coming from. They had her pass in, and she came around the DS to kind of just trip up the defense on the other side. And she loves those corners, and she hits them well.
Now back to serve Ava Martin once again. Glover. Kept alive. Randall, yes!
Feed the beast, baby. Get her the ball. She's so dynamic, and she's quick, and it's a nice cut shot back to the setter. You know, if all else fails, she found that seam in the block, hit at the setter so the setter can't set the ball. Like, make somebody else take the second contact.
St. Teresa's has now cut it to 2. Trouble for Bishop Miege. Opportunity.
There it is again. Nice up.
Almost. Good dig by Bishop Miege. Lopez into the net. St. Teresa's has come back. They're down 1.
That's a great dig by Martin. She was waiting on it, you know. Randall had hit that just the play before, so she was there sitting there waiting on it. It was a great dig.
Randall, all-district second team last year. 2 players went up for the kill. Miege dug out by Salee. Stevens, the tip. Block and a win for Randall. Tied at 13. Coach Franco wants a timeout.
What a run. Good job by the Stars.
So Nancy, I mean, he said what a comeback and what a sequence.
Yes. Now, I told you the Stars would be fine, didn't I? I know they have the talent. Obviously, they have the energy and the juice behind them. They just got off to a slow start, you know, and sometimes that happens in this environment, any environment. Just they weren't passing and serving very well. They've been really aggressive from the service line, and that's given the Stags some trouble. So they're in this rotation they can't get out of because they haven't passed the ball in system. So that's what they're talking about right now, I imagine, in their huddle, is like, just take a deep breath, hold your platform, just freeze. You're good. You can pass this ball. Let's get a side out.
On St. Teresa's side, 5 seniors coming into this season. 2 of them were members of the all-district team last year for St. Teresa's, but still a lot of newcomers. And, you know, Coach Martincic sounds like she's still got some unknowns.
Yeah. And they have a lot of people on their roster. I mean, look at their bench. There's all kinds of people on the bench that haven't gotten an opportunity to be in the game. So I think she's got depth, which I think is huge.
Other side, Bishop Miege coming off of a state championship last year, the 2nd state championship in a row for Coach Franco.
Yes. Nice.
Randall! Margot Randall, the senior.
I love it. Now I can see Franco. She'll never be Franco to me. I apologize. She got married, and I just used to Zeke. She is talking to her assistant coach about making an adjustment on their block, because Randall's hit that same direction every single time she's hit a quick in front. When you make a little adjustment.
Stevens blocked by Newton.
Newton is a good blocker. Like, she's just super disciplined. She gets there and she penetrates the net and she presses strong. Right here, you can see it again. Yeah, she's just big, strong hands and takes away some space.
Maddie Roney to serve for St. Teresa's.
Nice set.
Verhulst, another block. Issa Glover.
Issa Glover and Piper Newton team up for that block. That set, however, was so good. It was money. You know, she just got trapped into that block. That was just so disciplined. Look at that push. Perfect. Oh, she hit that ball hard.
Another all-district team member from last year for St. Teresa's. Lopez. Set up for Glover. Which Miege will try now. Lopez took something off that one. Salee. Verhulst. Newton with the tip. Bishop Miege with the point.
This just makes me so happy. I'm just like sitting here smiling. You know, just all these people in the gym and getting excited about girls volleyball. This is the dream.
Well, Nancy, every single coach I talked to just talked about how wonderful the environment is here, and a lot of compliments your way for doing this once again this year. Just another fantastic event here at St. James Academy.
Thank you. You know, when I was their age, I dreamt about this. Like, why? I was actually interviewed my senior year in high school, and I asked the reporter, like, why don't any reporters look like me? Why are they all men? And he was like stumped. You know, and he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, that's not okay. Like, there needs to be more women that are supporting women. And he was like, the cameras went off and he's like, so you're going to be part of that change? And I was like, yes, I will someday. I hope to be. And I'm so grateful to have had the mentors in my life that I've had, and to just see this game grow so much since I started playing. It's so cool. And it's just going to continue to get better and better. And I'm really just so happy and proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, just another fantastic event, and we've got another great match going on here as St. Teresa's has kind of taken the momentum here recently until Bishop Miege gets a much-needed point to cut it to 1.
It was like they both saw it and just like late reaction. That was smart play by Ava Martin. That's what you can count on her for. You know, she's got that high IQ. She's been setting a long time, and she saw it and she took it. Brilliant. I love it. It's an exciting one.
It's now Dean to serve. Service ace for Dean. Another newcomer.
Gotta love a freshman that can go back there and serve bombs. You know, like, she looks very calm, cool, and collected. I love it.
Yeah, Coach talked about her thriving under pressure.
We jinxed her, though. Dang it.
You know, I do that from time to time.
I swear, we have the impact on people. I hate that. Like hyping up her serve and then she serves it out. That's okay, Marin. It's a game of errors. It's all good.
So St. Teresa's back up by 1. Roney sets up Sprague, and a kill for Winnie Sprague, the sophomore.
I love that celebration. Coach Martinsik describes her as having a creative arm swing, and you can kind of see that here. But she was a little bit early on her approach, so she just kind of like, you know, finessed it in play and ended up getting a kill. Nicely done.
So Lee at the net was blocked. Tipped by Sprague. Lopez.
Nice.
Lauren Lopez. Coach Franco had a smile on her face. She's seen that in practice too. And
yeah. Well, you know what? It's just so, it's lethal when you have an attacker in the back row that can put a ball down like that. Because the block has to always be, you know, the defense kind of has to always respect that. But your first job is the people at the net. You know, they have a better chance of scoring. But when you have somebody back there who can hit like that, that is such a weapon.
Sully. Bishop Miege gets it over. Newton almost had it. Scanlon. Sully in. Point St. Teresa's.
That was a nice swing. That's what you see from a veteran outside hitter there. Sully, third season on varsity, and just can do it all. Coach was telling me that one of her fun facts is that she shared fries with Andy Reid. And I was like, I want to hear more about that story.
I do too.
How did that happen?
We may need to ask Coach. There absolutely is more to that story. As ball's still in play.
What a save by Nyla Charbonneau. Nice, go!
Newton almost with the save, but Bishop Miege with another one.
What a swing from freshman Finley LeMay. Freshman, explosive. And we saw that there. She certainly exploded off the floor.
Gabby Anderson, the second team All-State player for Bishop Miege on the serve. Sprague. Sully. Point for St. Teresa's. Substitution, couple subs coming in.
I mean, this is just point for point.
21-19, back and forth we go. Lily Stewart to serve. Stevens. Sully, partially blocked and it falls.
Sully's doing a good job at catching hands on the block. She's getting them on their way down. You can kind of see here on the replay. They're just not fully penetrating, not kind of pressing, finishing that close. She's taking advantage of it. That's what a smart veteran hitter can do.
Sully blocked by Stevens.
Oh, out. I'm not sure what just happened. I don't know if they know what just happened. Is it Miege's ball? Okay.
So point for Bishop Miege.
And they're saying that she touched it, maybe? Because the block looked like it was out of bounds. It was. So I don't know. They must have said it touched her when it came off the block.
And now St. Teresa's, I think, was getting an explanation from our first official. And
yeah, it's hard for us to tell. That's a long ways away from us in the replay. It's not clear.
so 22-20, St. Teresa's.
This is who you want behind the line right now.
Martin. Randall. And a point, Bishop Miege.
I tell you what, Gabby Anderson, the senior libero from Miege, is just like, she's like crazy back there. She's so quick, and she's all over the place. Like, you just kind of flies out of nowhere. She's doing a great job for the Stags.
Said she never lets a ball drop. And Bishop Miege with another one. We're tied at 22. Timeout, St. Teresa's. Well, the momentum's just been going back and forth. Bishop Miege starts with it, St. Teresa's goes on a run, and now Bishop Miege seems to have it back.
I literally just had to ask myself, is this still the first set? Like, it has been, yeah, totally back and forth. Just great athletic plays being made on both sides, and everyone's just, they're fighting. That's credit to both of these coaches. You know, they're getting their girls to play hard in a tough environment, make big plays in big moments.
Well, right now, if you're St. Teresa's, you had the momentum, maybe going back on Bishop Miege's side. What are you telling your team right now if you're Coach Martincic?
Well, I want a passing system because I want to get the ball to Randall. They struggled to stop her earlier on when they made their big comeback, and they need to get the ball in her hands. That would be my decision in the timeout.
So now Ava Martin, a senior, one of the captains. Rovers kill attempt blocked. Randall though, and a point for St. Teresa's. They are back in front by 1.
And then it did go to the middle, just wasn't Randall. And now they get her kind of an out-of-system ball, and she's able to take advantage of the block there.
So Salih with the serve. Oh, opportunity taken by Scanlon.
We call that a birthday ball. It's a freebie. It's a happy birthday because you're going to get a kill, right? But that's all the serve. So when you get one of those, you have to immediately turn around and be like, hey, thanks. That was all you, you know? Because they gave you a present. They just wrapped it up in a nice little bow for you.
And Scanlon took full advantage.
Yeah. Well, Martin was back row, so she couldn't do anything about it. She can't block. So that's why it's a birthday ball, because it's a freebie, you know? You got to score on those.
Well, now a timeout for St. Teresa's, and now they've got a 2-point lead looking to try and win. Like you said, can't believe it, set number 1, trying to win set number 1.
They were down by quite a bit earlier on. You know, and remember they called a timeout, and you're like, what are they doing? What's the decision? Like, they'll be fine. They'll make a comeback, and they have. So in this situation here in Miege, right, obviously they have Lopez in front row. She's stacked on the right side. They're going to want to probably get her the ball. I would see her maybe coming up the middle.
Salih over the net, a service ace.
That's literally my least favorite way to win and or lose a game.
And that is the first set. St. Teresa's with a comeback. And they take set number 1. What a wild first set that was.
Yeah, it was fun. It was exciting, and the crowd was certainly into it. There was like a chant off at one point. That's what we want. That's what we want to see. That's what it's all about.
Well, we've got another set coming your way from the St. James Volleyball Slam coming up next. Set number 2 as Bishop Miege tries to even it up. (25-22), St. Teresa's wins set number 1. How about the shoes? The shoe game, very solid from the St. Teresa's fan base.
I mean, I am gonna need a pair of those. I have never seen those in all my life. Twink literally is twinkling, yeah. That is incredible. Have you ever seen shoes like that before?
I have not.
Oh, there's multiple pairs. That is insane.
The
And
gold
they're
pants to
gold.
go with it, perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
perfect.
they're almost like blinding, but hey, I'm here for it.
We got a lot of great fans here, and everyone, you know, kind of dressing out, having a little bit of fun here at the St. James Volleyball Slam.
Yeah, that's the way it should be, you know. That's what high school sports should be about, is like getting in the stands, getting goofy, and having a good time, supporting your friends, and supporting your school and community. It's what's best about high school sports. You just can't beat it.
Ava Martin start things off for Bishop Miege in set number 2. Salih tried to tip it over, and it's a point for Bishop Miege. So for Bishop Miege, nice start to set number 2, getting the first point. Gets it over. That's one way to do it.
It's always a party when the libero gets a kill, you know. They don't often get to swing their arm like that. She's still laughing about it. Just kind of caught everybody off guard, and it worked out well, and it worked in her advantage. Nice job, Maddie Roney.
And Randall into the net, so a point for Bishop Miege, and she's smiling about that one.
It's too bad we didn't have the bench on camera during that play, because it was a birthday ball, and the whole bench like jumped as she was hitting it. It like jumped with her. Coach still has some hops, I'm happy to report.
Scanlon just a bit low on that one, so Miege likes set number 1, starting off with a little lead.
Yeah, some unforced errors on the Star side. That's all right. That's how they started out last set, and they turned things around. I have no doubt that they'll do that again.
Lopez.
Nice pass.
Lopez with a dig. Anderson gets it over. Scanlon
Touch.
tipped.
Yeah.
Point for St. Teresa's.
It's a great high swing off high hands. If all else fails, if you can't find the ground, just swing at some hands. And Scanlon did a great job there on that last ball. Catching her just a little off balance.
So now Maddie Roney back to serve. Burholz. Point for Bishop Miege as the block went out.
You saw that athleticism there that you know embodies Verhulst. You know, she's just springy and she's strong and she's smart and she just muscled it through that block.
He's also a good basketball player, Bishop
Yeah,
Miege.
she was the basketball player of the year last year in 4A. I'd say she's pretty good.
Yeah. Can't get much better than that.
No, yeah, winning state titles and nice.
Finds the line.
She's kind of laughing like, I didn't think that was going in. I didn't either, actually, so it was a nice shot. I mean, you can hug that back line and make things happen. You know, it's actually pretty hard to push the ball that far. I mean, she tipped that ball that deep. It's impressive.
And Bishop Miege up by 3, a block. Verhulst.
Nice.
What a kill for Verhulst. Back to back.
Yeah, and all 3 kills look different, right? The first one was an aggressive swing off hands. The second one was a deep push. And that third one was just off speed, right? She just took a little bit off of it. You'll see it again here. Out of system balls are hard to hit. Took a little bit off, got another kill. It's 3 for 3 right now.
Senior Paige Calderon. Newton. Verhulst. Scanlon, bit too far. Bishop Miege up by 5.
Franco talked about Calderon's serve and just how she's got a really strong serve. She puts pressure on the opposition. that has certainly been true since she's entered the game.
Too strong on the kill attempt, so another point for Bishop Miege, and timeout St. Teresas as Bishop Miege opens up with a 6-point lead here in set number 2.
There's another look at that serve. And Calderon, no, the ball is out. A little unforced errors here from the Stars, and we saw that in the first set. Just calm down a little bit, make Miege play the ball, let them make some mistakes. They're kind of just making them for him right now. I'm sure that's what they're talking about in the huddle, is just find our poise, find our center, we're good. They were down by at least this much in the first set and came back and won, so got to remind them of that, you know?
So Calderon. Scanlon. Point for St. Teresas. Out of a timeout.
Yep. Some substitutions into the game here.
Nyla Charbonneau. To serve it across. Verhulst found the back line.
They have certainly done a good job of finding that back line tonight. I mean, between Verhulst and Lauren Lopez, they are just making things happen back there. Everybody's just kind of turning like it's going out, and it just drops right inside that line. It's impressive.
Now Bishop Miege back up by 6. It's Dean with the serve. Scanlon finds some space.
Smart play by Scanlon. You know, she's just a sophomore, but described as a Terminator. And she didn't put a lot of pace on that ball, but that was why it was effective, right? She just went up high and kind of dropped it over the block into that donut. Beautiful.
LeMay. And LeMay earns Bishop Miege another point.
They're giggling, right? That purse hit, we call that the purse hit. She was a little bit early because she's such a jumper, right? And she just kind of mishit it a little bit, but it works. Just a kill's a kill's a kill. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Score's all the same.
So Glynis back to serve. Newton. Lopez. Salee. Lopez again. Got that one.
Miege's doing a good job of finding the seams in the block. You know, they're just looking at holes and they're taking advantage of them. Here you can see the block was up a little bit late and she just hits it right to middle back, but just a little shallow.
Bishop Miege keeps it alive, but a little miscommunication, and St. Teresas, another big point.
Really a great cover by Lopez under the circumstances. It just got a little unlucky and hit off the top of the volleyball standard that's pulled up to the ceiling. She blocked it and then covered it. Just a little misdirection. Uh-oh.
Rotation violation against Bishop Miege, so St. Teresas talked about this. They made a comeback set number 1, trying to do that here in set number 2.
The setter just left a little bit early. I think that's what they called. So the setter cannot leave until the serve has been contacted.
Lopez goes high and gets it.
I love those hitters that are just a little bit smaller, right? That just rise up. Like, look at this. She's coming from so far, and she gets up there and squeezes that killing off that block. So impressive. Nice serve.
Service ace, Gabby Anderson.
That barely crossed the net. That was a great serve.
Coach Martintich, his team trying to make a comeback here. Bishop Miege trying to get some separation in set number 2.
Another one.
Well, Gabby Anderson, coach calls her our secret assassin.
We can see why.
Although the secret may be out now.
She doesn't look like a senior, you know. She's got such a youthful little face on her, and she's a tiny little thing, but man, she's powerful. I love it. I like watching her play.
You can blame the broadcaster's jinx on that last one.
No, it's twice now we've done that. We need to shut our mouths.
As St. Teresa's down by 7 here in set number 2. They won set number 1, 25-22. And a kill for Finley LeMay, the freshman.
One twin goes out, the other twin comes in. I love it.
Coach Franco said she can jump out of the gym, and
Yeah, you just witnessed that there.
Martin. Lopez partially blocked and out, so a point for Bishop Miege and another timeout. St. Teresa's. Bishop Miege with a big lead here in set number 2.
Kind of everything going their way right now. You're going to get to see another swing there, Lopez. She's hard to block because she reaches so far, right? And she's strong and powerful, and she knows how to use the block because she's little and she's had to learn how to do it. And I mean, that was her goal there, was just swing as hard as she could off those hands. And obviously it was pretty effective there. So you just got to talk to her block, like, just discipline. Don't reach on her. Don't give her hands to use, because she's going to use them if they're there.
I can see Coach Martintich in her 3rd year at St. Teresa's, again leading them to a district championship last year. What are some things that they need to do here in set number 2, try and get back in this one?
They haven't been able to set their middle because they're out of system, you know, and the middle is the highest efficiency attack in our game. They're the hardest to stop because it's so quick and they hit high and they're usually tall and long, and they haven't been able to get her the ball, and Margaret Randall hasn't gotten the ball in a while, and Piper Newton hasn't got it hardly at all. So we need to get our middles involved, and that means we got to pass better. Credit to Miege, though. They have great service.
Stevens. Point for St. Teresa, saying it was out, and it was not tipped.
Zeke looking for the, I'm sorry, Franco looking for the touch. Let's see. So hard to tell on that replay. It looked like it was pretty close to the line, too.
Changed the call, it was tipped. Bishop Miege point.
The crowd liked that call.
Bishop Miege student section helping out a little bit with that call as well after it was made. They thought it was tipped. 17-7 Bishop Miege here in set number 2. Martin again.
We say in volleyball, like, the ball never lies. You know, whenever there's a call, a judgment call made, and somebody misses a serve, you're like, okay, it was the wrong call, you know? That's what we like to say when we don't get what we want.
So right back to St. Teresa's. It's Tracy with the serve there. Stevens, what a kill.
This is a great set by Martin as well. Just the right decision, right? Shouldn't be on the move off of 1 foot. She's good off of 1 foot. Coming from a long ways, you got a hole in the block. You got to give credit where credit is due. We always like to celebrate the attack, and it was a great attack. But that can't happen without a good pass and a good set. So great job by everybody over there.
Now Lopez once again into the net. 18-9. Piper Newton back in for St. Teresa's. Roney sends Sends it over.
That's a great save.
Now point St. Teresa's.
Set was a little bit tight. Georgia LeMay just hit that ball right outside that antenna. Let's take a look at it. I don't know. It maybe brushed the antenna, but it was definitely inside the antenna.
Verhulst winds up and gets the kill.
But don't worry, we'll stop Verhulst. She'll get us the side out. No problem. Another look at that. Again, she just got power. You know, she's just got that athleticism on her side. And the Stags, or the Stars block right now is hurting them. They're just getting used quite a bit. So they just got to discipline and they'll be good.
Block for Miege. Scanlon.
Nice.
Point for St. Teresa's.
That was a nice aggressive attack by Libby Scanlon. Just tipping it as hard as she could into that block.
Nyla Charbonneau. Charbonneau set to serve as Miege with the big lead here in set number 2, trying to even us up in sets. Nice tip. Verhulst blocked. Point for St. Teresa's.
They called a lift on that. She was blocked, but they actually called a violation instead of the block itself.
Charbonneau again with the serve. Verhulst. Dug out. Scanlon. Verhulst again. Kept alive.
Oh no.
And that's just a hard ball to play for Tracy.
Yeah, I think they got a little confused about if they were both going or where they were at.
Bishop Miege leads by 8.
That's what is so great about Verhulst's attack right now is she's just mixing it up. She's not hitting every ball hard. She's taking it off speed. She's tipping. She's making them think about it when she swings her arm.
Into the net. Substitution.
Had quite a few net violations called in this game. They're watching it, you know, first game of the year on TV, they're watching it tight. You know, they want to call the game tight, make sure we're doing things the right way.
Flipped over, and she may have been in the net that time. Point for St. Teresa's, so 2 in a row for the Stars of St. Teresa's Academy. Libby Scanlon, the sophomore, sends it across. Verhulst. Blocked. Sammy Schleicher.
Just a freshman. I feel like it's freshman after freshman after freshman making big plays, but just look at this here. What a block. Good job. I love the excitement.
Salee gets it over. Lopez blocked.
Oh, wow.
And a point for St. Teresa's. Newton and Sprague.
You can count on Newton for those blocks, and Sprague teaming up for a big-time block there. Oh, man, and Gabby Anderson almost had it. She was there, just kind of mishit it a little bit.
So 21-15. Newton, the senior. What a tip. Schleicher.
So smart. That's almost always there, you know, especially when someone's playing deep behind that block, and she just had an aggressive approach going in and just tapped it over. Finesse, I love it.
Anderson with the serve. Tipped over, dive by Anderson. And Bishop Miege, Finley LeMay finishes it off. Bishop Miege again.
They got him back for that game set point. It rolled over the net.
So now set point. Gabby Anderson. Salee.
Yeah, net.
So St. Teresa's.
I saw that one from where I'm sitting. Just working so hard to get high and get above the net and get touches.
Now Lily Stewart back to serve. Again, set point for Bishop Miege, trying to even the sets at 1. Out wide and too far. St. Teresa's with another one. Stewart again. LeMay, the tip, blocked. Lopez, blocked. Randall.
I love it. Issa Glover and Margot Randall with the block and the enthusiasm.
Stewart again. Lopez, blocked again, Randall. Glover also over there. Timeout, Bishop Miege.
Everybody's on their feet on the Stars bench. You know, that's such a need, like a little momentum, a little, just kind of shift the momentum a bit. They're gonna see another look at that block. The second back-to-back blocks. Nice. I love it. You're gonna see the first one. Nice.
St. Teresa's hanging around here in set number 2. Still set point for Bishop Miege.
You never know. It's not over till it's over, you know? 1 point at a time. I would very much be talking about a tip. Watch tip. They've been blocked twice in a row. Their go-to girl. Be on your toes. Be ready for it.
Stewart. Again, set point for Bishop Miege. And LeMay into the net. 24-20.
They're keeping it interesting, that's for sure.
And Lily Stewart having all these pressure serves.
Yeah, she's done a nice job behind the line. There it is, Margot Randall.
In! Randall! It's now a 3-point advantage. Still set point.
She did a good job here of out of system ball, just getting herself ready and available. Hitting in the corner where she likes it. Super smart.
So Lily Stewart, the sophomore, again.
Oh boy. Oh, see, they all jumped again.
St. Teresa's only down by 2.
Margot Randall's laughing at herself, really. She is like, gets the birthday ball, and it was so far off the net. And honestly, those are the worst, because you don't know if you should just set it to your setter or send it over. And you have a split second to decide. So it's...
Again, set point, Lopez. Too far.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
How many is that in a row? It was 24-19 when she started serving. I mean, that is some clutch serving right there.
Lily Stewart.
Nice serve again.
Lopez, blocked!
Wow.
Tied at 24.
Woo!
It is no longer set point, and it's a timeout, Bishop Miege. St. Teresas, what a comeback.
Wow, that was, I mean, 3 blocks, and since she's been back there serving, I mean, that is just back-to-back-to-back blocks. You know, I know Franco is talking about, we got to put the ball somewhere else. They're like leaving, and they're just abandoning the other hitters and sending them out to Lopez. And I get it, she's their go-to girl. They got Trinity Stevens in front row. I would imagine that if they have a good and system ball, they're going to give her an opportunity to score. They just haven't passed in system, and since Lily Stewart's been back there serving well enough to get her the ball, everything's had to go outside.
Oh, the fans loving this.
Yeah, this is fun. They put Martin back in. Okay, so Martin is up. So I would look for Martin to maybe take second ball over.
Stewart, another solid serve.
That was a beautiful set.
Lopez blocks.
Wow.
St. Teresas now with set and match point.
Wow. I mean, that is some blocking right there. Holy cow.
Incredible.
Margot Randall and Isa Glover with some serious game time blocks. And there's Trinity Stevens.
Stevens, St. Teresas can win it. Salee,
oh my gosh. What a finish. Holy cow. And the hats off.
An unbelievable comeback for St. Teresas. They defeat Bishop Miege. We'll step aside. We'll be right back for some closing thoughts here on the St. James Volleyball Slam. Hy-Vee, proud to support Greater Kansas City High School Athletics and proud sponsor of the St. James Volleyball Slam. And a lot of happy St. Teresas fans here at St. James Academy. Nancy, what a match we saw. What a comeback by St. Teresas.
My goodness. I mean, they were down 24-19. They had been struggling that whole set. And Stewart went back to serve, and man, she put some pressure on the Stags. And you got to give credit to the serve because that's where it started. All the Stags could do was set it out into that big block. Glover and Randall, man, 4 back-to-back-to-back-to-back blocks. I mean, that is hard to do, and you know the pressure that puts on hitters. That was such an impressive comeback, man. It was so fun to watch.
Well, if you enjoyed that, I've got good news for you. There's more coming up. We've got more here from the St. James Volleyball Slam coming up in about 20 minutes here from St. James Academy. A great one here. Fan base is out in full force, and St. Teresas coming away with the victory in 2 sets, 26-24 on the second, 25-22 on the first. We'll be back again, the St. James Volleyball Slam, the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week on Spectrum News. Don't go anywhere. More volleyball coming up next.